So, how do I successfully treat your child's positive metabolic findings? By using specific nutritional protocols and something called glutathione. Glutathione is the mother lode of antioxidants. Works tremendously. Those of you who are familiar with autism sites probably already know about glutathione. Some of you may not. We have included a handout on glutathione in this information package that we've sent out to you if you've requested this information. If you are watching this on my website, and you may be, just fill out the information. We can send this information to you. So, what about specific neurological testing? See, we have a right and left hand. We've covered the right hand, the metabolic side. Now, let's look at the left hand. Specific neurological testing and treatments. What do? We do oxygen therapy. If your child is older than 10, 11, we're going to do some oxygen therapy. Oxygen is fuel for your brain and nervous system. Your brain and nervous system need two things to survive: fuel and activation. Fuel is oxygen and glucose. The glucose is the metabolic side. That's why it's important that we look at it. But oxygen is very important. So we're going to do exercise with oxygen therapy. And again, it depends on the age of your child. It's ordered by our MD. We're going to look at your child's diet, specifically the Feingold diet, which eliminates dyes, flavorings. Your child is going to have to stop eating junk food. Okay, there's a reason they call it junk food. It's junk. All right? You're going to have... Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for parents who are warriors. Parents who will crawl over broken glass to get their child fixed. If you don't fit that category, nothing wrong with you. You just may want to wait until you get in that mode before you come into my office. I am serious about treating this condition, if you haven't figured it out by now. You have to be an active participant. If your child's sensitive to gluten, and you're the parent that's going to sneak them some animal crackers on Saturdays, or we're going to have rolls just on Saturdays, this isn't the place for you. I want serious parents who are serious about getting their children better. So, you're going to have to stop with the junk food. We may do cerebellar rehabilitation. Cerebellum is the back part of the brain, controls balance and coordinated movement. A lot of these kids with learning disabilities are not too coordinated. So we may have them standing on the right leg or on a balance beam, catching a ball, tossing the ball between hands. We may use vestibular stimulation, spinning or head positions, to stimulate the semicircular canals, to stimulate brain. We may use a visual stimulation program. These are all neurological tests after we've examined your child. We may do auditory stimulation. Listening to sound in one ear. Sound in the ear goes up to the opposite brain. So if we listen to sound in the left ear or the right ear, we're going to go up to left brain. Olfactory stim. Unpleasant, adverse smells stimulate the right brain and initiate withdrawal. Pleasant smells stimulate the left brain. Gross motor postural muscle, cross crawl movements, neck raises, chest raises, balance exercises. We use something called the Taylor Visograph. Taylor Visograph, you can check it out by going to readingplus.com. It measures your child's reading ability. It tracks the eyes. It is an incredible tool. We use something called the interactive metronome. You can check this out at interactivemetronome.com. The child has headphones on. They're looking at a computer screen. They're clapping to the sound of a call bell. Sounds easy. Has to be done in milliseconds. Okay, it's auditory stim. It's visual stim. It's motor stim. Excellent tool. You're serious about getting your child better. Go to the website. Again, readingplus.com. interactivemetronome.com. We're going to see your child 1 or 2 times per week for the first 90 days. It may take 35, 45, 60 minutes in the office. You are going to have to do home therapies and work with your child. This isn't add water, throw it in a microwave, Bing! Done. So you have to be willing to work with your child at home. You have to be willing to work with their diet. You have to be willing to give them supplements. You know, I work with providers such as ABA, speech therapists, school staff. And the bottom line is we get results. If you haven't figured this out by now, this is nothing you've heard anywhere else. And like I said, I am living it. I have a 7-year-old. I can put you in touch with my 7-year-old's teachers, and he is making progress. So my program has an extremely high success rate due to my unique approach, but also our comprehensive screening process. I only accept children I feel that I can help. And I do not accept children, quite frankly, where their parents are not on the same page. Just like I said before, you're going to be the good mom or the good dad. You know, I'm going to give them a McDonald's once or twice a week. It won't hurt them. It's hurting them, okay? This is serious. Are you serious enough to fix your child's brain? If after your child's assessment, and what we do is we bring them in, we assess them on the interactive metronome, we assess them on the Taylor Visograph, we run a neurological screening, and if after that assessment I feel that your child is not a good case, I'll refer them. I don't accept everybody. But your child's brain function can indeed be improved. So, the question again, how do I successfully treat ADD, ADHD? As we said in the beginning, I treat them with specific metabolic and neurological testing and treatment. So this is what it comes down to, folks. You're going to ask yourself these questions. How has your child's ADD, ADHD affected relationships, finances, your family, or other activities? What has it cost you and your child in time, money, happiness, and sleep? Because a lot of you are staying up worrying about what's going to happen to my child if something happens to me. Where do you picture your child in the next 1 to 5 years if this problem is not taken care of soon? And I mean now. What's going to happen to your child if something happens to you? You need to be thinking about that if you are not already thinking about that. Serious questions if you haven't figured it out. And what is it worth to you if you could improve your child's condition? You know, because I have some parents that come in to see me and they're like, well, it's really not that bad. It's really no big deal. He has a little trouble at school. All right, then get out of my office. Because if you're not serious about correcting your child's problem, I can't be serious about correcting your child's problem. Well, you know, McDonald's every couple times, a few times a week. Yeah, well, a few times a week usually ends up being every day. And I know sometimes both parents work. It's tough creating meals, but you got to plan ahead. This is your child's life. So that's why I asked that question. Finally, share this information. You know somebody else with a problem? Give them this DVD. Give it to your school principal. Give it to your school nurse. Give it to your school guidance counselor. I mean, we're sending this video to schools. Yeah, this is an epidemic if you haven't figured it out yet. This is what I'm offering you. 2 free visits. You come in, we assess your child. I look over the information. The second visit, I determine if I will accept your child as a patient. This offer is only good for a short time. I do not accept all cases, only those cases I truly feel that I can help. I'm looking for parents that are warriors. They will do whatever it takes to get their child better. I'm going to tell you up front, insurance does not cover treatment of ADD, ADHD. This is an out-of-pocket expense. Know that walking into the game. I'm just going to